Okay, so we might have to push. In what was it? Reporting crimes and snitching to next week. So we got two for next week.
All
All right,
right.
Nike, what you got on COVID and mental health? What are your
All
thoughts,
right.
man?
So I, I I've been reading about all of the deaths and people getting COVID and the spreading and everything, and
Mm,
there may be a possible third shutdown. Uh, but I've also read articles where suicide rates
mm,
have jumped through the roof.
right, right.
Uh, and they're saying that because of COVID, people have a worse outlook,
That's right.
but a worse outlook now than they had, years ago.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the causes that can be attributed directly from COVID. Oh,
Hmm.
and when we was talking about people leaving their job the other
Hmm.
week,
Yep.
when I gave you that number of 4.5 million people that ain't working,
Mm,
those were five. I read that article again. It's 4.5 million people that quit their jobs.
mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
quit their jobs. Not
Hmm.
just That's just not the unemployment rate. That's just 4.5 million people said, I had enough of this
Hmm.
bullshit.
Hmm. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. 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 We're in a tough spot, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, because I've anyone that I talk to, everybody's tired of this. We're all tired of it. We're frustrated. We wanna put it behind us. And you're right. I heard the same stat, man. Talking
Yeah.
about how the suicide rates are up, and like you said, people have a negative outlook. But I guess I would say, man, we just have to get through it. We have to get through it, and like
Well, we don't have a choice. You have to, but
right, right,
unless you
and
go on what we're talking about, suicide, you know what I mean?
it's funny, and things always seem worse when you're in it, but these aren't the darkest days.
Oh
You know,
hell no. The
right?
darkest days is coming.
Huh?
The darkest days is coming.
I mean, well,
They
yeah, I
coming.
guess you can always,
Have you looked at any financial shows or read any financial reports?
yeah,
They're
yeah,
talking about this time when they are expecting another housing crash
that's right.
for one,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, and along with the unemployment, that's they projected that
These are
there would be
predictions, right?
in November. They projected that there was going to be like 222,000 jobs,
Mm,
filled.
hmm.
They didn't even meet that number.
Well, right, but
There's a
fortunately,
hundred. It was 199,000 jobs that got filled. But this so if you take that 200,000 jobs, say roughly, right,
mhm,
and put that up against the 4.5 million people who quit,
mm,
you're not really
mhm.
knocking a dent in it.
Well, but actually, Nike, the unemployment rate now, and this is a fact, is at the lowest rate that it's been. Like it's like 3 point something.
Right.
The,
And
the
that's only because the people that were on unemployment that was getting paid,
mm.
remember their unemployment ran out,
So they went
and
back to work. So people are working.
not all of them didn't go
I
back
don't
to
know.
work.
You're right. I mean, there are 4 million people that quit, but the unemployment rate right now is the lowest that it's been in like 50 years. The unemployment rate. This is a fact. So are you saying that that's not the case? I'm gonna
That's
look it
not
up
the
right now.
case.
Go
You
ahead.
said
Go ahead,
the
Mike.
unemployment is the lowest that it's been in 50
In
years.
about 50 years. Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Nah.
I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
Go
Finish
ahead.
your
What?
thought.
All right. Yeah. 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 All right. All right. What I'm saying is the people that quit them jobs, right?
Right.
A lot of those people still ain't working
Mm.
because first you had the stimulus, right? People were living
Hmm.
off the stimulus. Then now isn't there supposed to be another stimulus package on the way?
I haven't heard that. Just to interject real quick. The current unemployment rate as of December 2021 is 3.9%.
Right.
So
So tell me, how is that the lowest in 50 years?
no, okay, all right. Let me look it up. But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening, Nike.
Yeah. So no, I'm just saying, like, things are
But
going to get
remember,
a lot worse.
okay,
Things are
put it
going
this way, Nike.
to
Put it this
Inflation
way.
is killing us. And look, inflation.
Oh yeah.
Minimum wage. Remember, I told you if minimum wage should be $24 to $26, just to have your head above water, right?
Yep.
That I mean, what is minimum wage, like $15 now, or
All right, let me read this to you
$8?
real quick. Unemployment rate in the United States averages 5.7% from 1948 until 2021. So therefore, a 3.9 unemployment rate is lower than it's been in a long time. Right? I just read the stat. So
You said what? Say it again.
The unemployment rate in the United States averages 5.7 from 1948 to 2021.
Right.
It reached the all-time high 14% in 2020 and a record low of 2.5 in 1958.
So how is
right
that?
now we're at 3.9.
That disputes what you just said. How is 3.9 the lowest?
Because I said, because the first sentence was it's averaged 5.7 from 48 until now.
That's the average. So in
average.
2020, if it was at 14%, and then at another time it was at 2%, then they're gonna give you an average.
Yeah, but that was like
8%.
But that was like 1948 when it was 2%.
Well, you're missing my point.
Okay,
for that to be considered the lowest, then if it was the lowest rate, then it would be below the 2% that you said was in whatever year. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, but I do see what you said about the those amount of people that are out of work, and you're right. I think it's gonna I believe that is gonna be another shoe to drop, but I haven't heard anything about another stimulus. Is that what they're talking about?
Huh? Another stimulus? I don't.
Did you say that?
I think they were talking about another stimulus. That's part of the reason that Joe Manchin was against it, I think. You know what I mean? Because he said they giving away too much money and driving up the debt and all, and all that stuff.
Right.
So
right. I mean, and that has to be considered. That really has to be considered. But again, people, people still need help. So it's a balancing though, because at the same time, like I do know that stimulus had some people saying, "I'm not going to work."
I know, and that's the and right. So that right.
I think
so now.
I gotta be honest.
Wait. So now you asking these same people, right? Listen to this and tell me if this is if it makes sense or if it's fucked up. They're asking these same people that they gave all this money to, right, to go work every day for less money than they was getting to stay home.
So you saying they shouldn't do a stimulus?
I'm not saying they shouldn't do a stimulus, but they have to come up with another plan, because that plan is not, they got to find out another way to do it.
One of the things that Joe Manchin said that I do agree with, he said that.
This nigga agreeing with Joe Manchin out this joint. All right, all right.
He said that not everybody. He said that they should lower the threshold of the people that qualify for that. We're gonna do that one next week. He said that they should lower the threshold. No, we did that one already.
We doing it now, I thought.
Oh, you're right. My fault. He said that they should lower the threshold of what the salary that people make in order to qualify for the money. I agree with that. If you make over a certain amount of money, you shouldn't qualify. You don't need the help. I agree with that. Yeah, he said means tested.
But see, if people, it's like it's a situation where it's like almost like a catch-22.
But do you agree with that though? That one statement that I just said. Do you think that they should lower before? Do you think
lower the threshold on the help
of a person that could get the help? Right. At what salary night would you say that a person should qualify to get money? At what salary? Just throw out a number. What number you think?
It's hard for me to do that, Stace, because I don't. You know what I mean?
Just what? 100,000? A person making 100,000, should they get help?
100,000.
200,000.
Well, you know what I mean? Like,
200,000. 200,000, they should qualify
we
for
need
help.
help like everybody else. You know.
See, no, I don't agree with that. I think, most likely.
No. But
you understand what I'm
real,
saying?
like
Put a number on it.
There should be a limit, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you what that limit is because
No.
I just go by I just go by what I read and what I
Right.
the financial shows and stuff like that. And as far as the poverty line, right, what it takes, what they think, because they add up an average, right, of mortgages, rent, utilities, housing, all of that, right?
That's right.
So and then they come up with a number that says this is how much a person needs just to survive. They're not talking about extras. They're just talking about regular survival, being able to live with shelter, transportation, well, not even transportation, but just shelter,
right? The basics,
bills,
food,
right? The basics. So they should go pretty much. I think they should go by that number.
And you know what, Knight?
And maybe a little bit more, just so people can have enough for extra.
Guess what, Terry? We agree. You agree with Joe Manchin also, because that's what he's saying. He's saying base it on something. Don't just say if somebody making 300,000
out the air.
Huh? Right. I mean,
I'm sure they're basing it on something.
He's saying lower the threshold, and I agree with that. Because now let me see something. Somebody said, let me read this. We definitely gotta read this. I'm gonna read this first part slow. I agree with Stace. I agree with Stace about thresholds. Biden wants to erase all college debt. Some rich people, I agree with that too. Biden wants to erase college debt. Should rich people be able to erase their debt when they can afford to pay? That's my point, Terry. If you make a certain threshold, you probably can afford to make those college payments. I'm talking about the person that is.
I got 2 kids that just got out of college, so slow down with that a little bit.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But they probably would qualify for help.
Like,
no, but listen, they would probably qualify for help. That's what I'm saying. If they're making $1 million, or if they're making $500,000, they could probably afford to pay the college loan.
But they're not making $500,000.
I said they would probably qualify for the help. That's our point.
You talking about somebody that
making $200,000,
making $500,000
exactly. They can probably afford to pay those college loans. So
you correct on that. Yeah, I believe that.
So you agree with Joe Manchin?
No, I don't agree with Joe Manchin. I'm gonna go down fighting on that one. I'm gonna go down fighting on that one. Joe Manchin got some shit with him.
He does, but on that,
he's trying to get paid. Stace, see that?
Listen,
wait.
But Knight, we gotta be able to compartmentalize on that issue. There, I agree with him. I disagree with him on just about everything else. Voting, I disagree with him. I think we need to do something with the filibuster. I agree. I disagree with him, but on that issue there, as it relates to the Build Back Better plan, they should means test it, and it should be based on salary.
I can get with that. I can get with that.
You agree with Joe Manchin? All right. So
I don't agree with Joe Manchin, but that point that you just made right there,
hey, listen,
I agree with that.
You sound like them when they like, well, I don't like Obamacare, but I like the American Healthcare Act.
It's not the same. It's not the same because
you don't like it because it's Joe Manchin.
I know that Joe Manchin is only holding out so he can get what he can get.
But Knight, that's not what we're talking about.
You
changing the subject. We're talking about this particular issue.
You brought up Joe Manchin, not me.
I know, but only as it relates to this one issue is what we were talking about. I agree.
I can't expand it to the point. I'm saying that Joe Manchin is only holding on. Only holding out so he can get paid from the lobbyists. See, all of this shit, Stace, it's all a shell game. These senators get paid for their vote. See, we all think that these senators are representing us, or these congressmen are representing us, and they got the people in mind when they go to Washington and all that shit. When you go to Washington, those lobbyists is like this. Like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they're gonna give you what you want. And if you're smart enough to get them to run the table for you, then that's what you're gonna do. And that's what his thing is. I'm
So
not going. You got to give me money. I'm the last vote, so you ain't getting it until you give me what I want.
Right.